Bhagavad Gita is called here mother, and the mother is very careful, uh, very much full of effort, spares no effort to bring the children proper health, proper growth, proper nourishment. And now the earthly mothers, they cannot bring the spiritual illumination. They can cater for the uh, physical or cultural nurturing. But Bhagavad Gita is the mother. It is said, Bhavadveshanim. It hates and therefore wants to dispel this ignorance that makes a person bound in this material world. Although by nature completely free, we get caught in this bondage. That is the main job of the incarnation of God. Like that is the first word that Swami Vivekananda uses in the Arati about Sri Ramakrishna. Khandana Bhava Bandhana. Here it is actually very contrasting to the earthly mothers. Earthly mothers, they want to hold on to their children, my child, and therefore does not want them to get liberated from this bondage. They want the bondage to be perpetuated. It becomes so difficult for the mother to uh, say that kind of thing to a child that no, you now give up this world, give up all the earthly bondages and hold on to God alone. So this is the speciality of this mother, Bhagavad Gita. Bhavadveshani Bhagavad Gita. It does not let the child be bound in this uh, world. This is a trap. This trap, one gets lost. The trap has its nature, it lures, and one gets lured into it because there are some very charming and interesting things that you see, like a mouse getting caught in the trap. The mouse sees that there is something very delicious, very attractive, and then uh, gets into that trap and thus gets caught. The mouse probably learns better than human beings because we caught a mouse and then uh, in the trap. Then, when the trap was opened, the mouse just ran away before we could kill it. Uh, we thought that, well, it's all right. Again, we will set the trap. But the fellow was wise, didn't get caught again. Knew that although there is something attractive there, you can see the whole truth. That mouse could see that there is a trap also. And so let me not get into this uh, delusion that there is only that sweet smelling thing there. So human beings are not usually that good at that. Even after getting uh, caught once, it keeps on getting caught again and again in this trap of delusion and gets so attached to it, uh, falls in love with the trap actually. It is. You lose the sight that it is actually a trap, it is a bondage. You start praising that bondage, how nice it is. Sri Ramakrishna says that they are that kind of jivas, that four kinds of jivas he described. That one is that who is caught in the bondage that they are not even aware that it is a bondage. They feel that how happy, how fortunate, and that they are to get all this uh, earthly wealth. How fortunate that they have millions to spare, and by which they can go all around. They have such nice family and nice friends around. They are very well respected in this society. What a nice bondage it is. They cannot call it bondage also. It is therefore no desire to get freedom. One gets desire to become free only if you have an awareness of bondage. But if there is no awareness of bondage, how can there be an attempt also to become free? So, Bhagavad Gita makes you aware of this bondage. And then you can become, aware that start making efforts to get the freedom. Yes, I am bound, I must become free. Nobody likes to be, bound. Hmm. Even our that Sanket's little daughter, what is her name? Advita. Ha, ha, ha. She also doesn't want to be bound, Hey, always want to be, hey, leave me. I want to run about. Ah, what, Viresh, do you want to be bound? Kept bound, tied? No, that it is, no. So it is, nobody likes to be bound. The question is why we remain bound? Because certain bondages we do not become aware that it is a bondage. And so first we have to become aware. And so the first verse of this 15th chapter is about that, making us aware that we are caught in this tree of this world, that it has so many different roots, so many different types of fruits. We get entangled and eating the fruits of it. I'm not going into it. It's a completely different kind of direction, but very similar in the analogy that in Mundak Upanishad and Shveta Upanishad, there is that analogy of two trees. It is one of the cornerstones of Vedanta, that how our spiritual evolution happens, that there is the sweet fruit and the bitter fruit. And when you eat the sweet part, you feel very happy how nice this world is. Ah, my spouse is so good. Till the facts become, clear in a different way. But still, yeah, it is sometimes you tell yourself there are some bitter moments, but this is how the world is. You don't want to give it up. The bondage continues like that till you make efforts to go up to the higher serene bird. That is your true nature. So this is not that there are two kinds of fruit. Sometimes it gets translated like that. Actually, every fruit is bitter and sweet. Sweet in appearance, bitter in taste. It is very nice till you get it. It is when George Bernard Shaw's play is has this very nice observation. One character makes this observation. Things are very nice and pretty to look at, very attractive till you get them. When you get them, then you don't want it anymore. Then you think that you wanted something else. That is why the search continues, thinking that tomorrow I will become happy. It is, we do not realize that there is no iota of happiness in this world actually. Happiness is only in appearance. It is, therefore, by appearance we get deceived in this world. These all those credit card sellers, marketers, how nice they tell you that, yeah, this is the way you can get rid of all your debts. While reading, you feel, oh, how compassionate these people are. They are out there, they are putting in so much effort just to make me free of all mortgage. We never think and that this is their business. Then all those conditions which are printed white on white, that you never take care to read them, and thus one gets cheated by getting caught in the appearance. So here Lord Krishna is making us aware of that, that this goal is this, the root of this tree, which where you get the total bliss and total freedom, that is your true nature. Now, why do we want like freedom? Because that is our true nature. In our true nature, what Ashwini, we are free, exactly. But if you look at yourself as body, you are all bound, bound by all circumstances. There are the ties to the world, there are ties to the body, and thus, as body, we are never free. It is because matter has to obey the laws. Matter is never free, and spirit can never be bound. Mm. So we have to look upon ourselves as spirit, freed from these terrible clutches of matter, that it is, this is to be understood. And so it says, we read the second verse shortly, and it is enough. That translation was good enough. I will move that it is this caught in the three gunas, means it is a very deep and very effective understanding of human psychology. Also, the psychology in general of all creatures, that sattva, rajas, tamas, that is not there in Western psychology. But many who study Western psychology, they also nowadays they are taking a view of this, that although it is not taught in the mainstream Western psychology, but yet it gives such a deeper understanding of how a different person, everybody, why it is different, because of these combinations of these three types of, either you call it material, or three types of gunas, qualities, or three types of tendencies which get born out of that. So therefore, just as those who are visual artists, they know this, that there are only three primary colors, and by the combination of these three colors, all infinitely many colors get manufactured. You need only three colors, and thus through three colors you have all the colors. So similarly with these three gunas, this apparent infinite variety is generated. No two are alike, and yet when you remove the appearance, it is one without second. Isn't it amazing? Mm, that no two are alike. Uh, that there was one scientist, a quantum physicist. Uh, his name, he died very early, Pauli. And there is Pauli's exclusion principle. It is Pauli's exclusion principle shows that even two electrons, they are different from each other. Two electrons in the same atom, they have a differentiation. One can be shown different from other. So every two things are different. And where from this variety comes? There is the very beautiful fact to understand, logical fact, Oneness does not require any explanation. Variety requires explanation. That, yeah. So how, say, how Sachi is different from Uttara? How they are different? You have to give characteristics, different characteristic. Well, she looks like this, he looks like this, she is like that, is like that. It is, yeah, and so forth, You have to, Uttara can cook very nicely, Sachi doesn't know how to cook, and so forth. It is, he is getting angry, already, yeah. No, it's, yeah. No, he might be knowing how to cook nicely, but I never had an experience. So it is, yeah. So it is, anyway. So the point is that how the differences come, the differences have to be told that these are different things. And then you ask, how do they come about? Why are these differences? Then these three primary Prakriti, Trigunatmika Prakriti in Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads, you see, this is how the one starts appearing as many. There is no why and how about it. It is after this you can have the logical discussion of how, why, and so forth. But how one becomes many, there is no possibility to explain it. Everything is one and many. This is a very beautiful fact that we ask, tell me one or many. Vedanta tells not one or many, one and many. It is one and many. Like a child was asked in the grammar class by the teacher, tell me pant, is it singular or plural? What? Viresh, pant, singular or plural? Huh? Singular. Yes, that child was a bit smarter than you are. Huh? He said on the upper side it is singular and on the lower side it is plural. Isn't it true? Yeah, if you look at the lower side, how many? Two. Yeah, because you have two legs. So it is. On the upper side, it is singular. But this joke I had read in my primary school days. But those days I didn't realize it this very big significance of it. But it is so significant that everything, it depends on where and how you look. Depending on that, you call it singular or plural. If you look, Yogatmananda is singular. But if you see the different limbs, multiple. If you see how many microbes are there, that will be trillions, so who knows? Yeah, so it is like that. So everything is impossible to pinpoint. And that is what is told here, that so many keep on branching out this tree. Nobody can even as Shankaracharya says, Manasa api achintya. Even by mind, you will not be able to fathom the uh, this. What is the nature of this world? For thousands of years, scientists are trying to see how it came about, how much is its extent, and the conclusions keep on changing. Naturally, it is not their fault. It is the fault is the very nature of this truth is like that. It has to be always empirical, means changing. For the time being, it happens like that. That who knows, later on it will be every scientific truth. Later on, it is proved to be false. There is a very nice book written by Stephen Hawkins. It was probably his first popular book, A Brief History of Time. And in the introduction, he writes, and what is the nature of scientific truth? They change. Therefore, he says that with my friend, I have put a bet. We do some betting that okay, if there are no black holes, if there are no black holes, then you will give me so much amount. He bet against his own research on black holes. So you may ask me, why did I bet against my own research? He said that is kind of insurance policy of my research work, because in time, as it turns out, if it has been proved that there are no black holes, then all my research will go down the drain, but I will have the consolation of winning the bet. So it's a wonderful thing to know, that it is how all the scientific truths are of that nature. So it cannot be determined. And then, therefore, next, it is this, one has to go beyond it. Now, you can never get an explanation or an answer to it, but one can go beyond it. The problem cannot be solved, but it can be dissolved. Hmm. It is something like that. Just to give an analogy, don't stretch it too much. That suppose you had a dream that some three-horned and very ferocious looking that demon is chasing you, wants to kill you. How to escape? You climb the tree. There also you find the devil is again climbing that too. So you jump somewhere here, there, and as the demon is about to pounce on you, you let out a scream. Oh, you wake up. Did that demon get you or not? Could not get you. Did you escape the demon or not? Can this question be ever answered when you wake up? It cannot be answered in dream, and it cannot be answered in waking state. But because when you wake up, the question does not remain. And that is what this tree, you cannot escape it, but you can cut down the tree. That is why another point of analogy in this tree analogy, that as the tree can be cut, I was told that there are this previous owner of this property, he was the tree seller, horse seller, and so forth. Because the tree can be cut. This tree of samsara can also be cut and should be cut. Narupamasyeh tathopalabhyate nando na chadir na cha sampratishta ashwathamenam suvirudhamulam asanga shastrena dridena chetva. Oh, where is that our other girl? Today she, Atrishi, what did you do to her? Did you scare her away? Ki holo? After the lectures are over, okay. At the time of food. So the interesting part, she wants to be there. Yeah, it is. Anyway, so this tree, it is Narupamasyeha tathopalabhyate. The nature of this tree of creation does not on mature thought turn out what it is represented to be. For it has neither beginning nor end nor even stability. Therefore, felling this people tree, which is most firmly rooted with the formidable acts of dispassion, asanga shastrena dridhena chitva. This is a quality that asanga, you will see described in Bhagavad Gita right from, say, second chapter onwards. The Arjuna's problem was this attachment, sangha, and that gave rise to this idea, I and mine. So, and thus you get caught in this terrible delusion. Asanga is therefore the weapon that has to be used. An ordinary axe will not be able to cut this tree. This is very deep rooted. Suyudhamulam, very deep. We cannot say that it is how the attachment is, one knows only when one is forced to give it up. Then you realize how attached you have been. It appears very simple, but then not so simple. We do not realize to give up attachment is so difficult, but has to be. That is the only thing for becoming free. The question is here, and we have to learn to give a firm answer. Do we want to be free or not? Hmm? What? Martin, yes. Do you want to be free? No? Of course, yeah, yeah, it is. I don't think there is anybody who would say, Swami, no, 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 I want to be bound. No, even this Viresh told he wants to be free. Huh? But your sister doesn't want to be free? Huh? You also do want. No, so, she said, no, I don't. No, no, she says, no, I do. I do, yeah. I do want to be free too. Yeah. It is, everybody wants to be free. Irony is, we want to be free, but do exactly those things by which you get bound more and more. Mm, it's like that. So we have to, if you want to be free, do things which will make you free. Mm. If not, you will get bound more and more. So one has to be determined for that. Yes, I want to be free. Mm. This aspiration should become very strong in us. I want to be free. And thus you will be able to take the measures by which you become free. It is, yeah, if I have some malady, some health problem, a very difficult. Now I am told that you have to do this. It is, yeah, they stop smoking. The person addicted to smoking finds it difficult, but knows that I have only this choice, either to mm, live or to smoke. Mm. If I do not live, of course, I cannot smoke also. so, uh, this, so either way, I have to give up smoking. So, makes a firm decision, difficult to implement, but then takes judicious steps to get freed from this habit. Uh, Many cannot, and so even though they want to live, they cannot. It is one of our friends in Shillong. He was a very top political leader and a good friend of the Ramakrishna mission there. So now he had the habit of drinking, damaged his liver, other problems. Uh, and then he told me that I have given up drinking. The doctor told very clearly that I have this choice. If I drink, then I will die. So I don't want to drink, therefore. But the terrible drag he could not get rid of. He passed away just like that. So that is, if we want to be free, we should be courageous to and develop that spirit of detachment. It is difficult, agreed. But what you said yesterday to me, not impossible. She applied that to me, difficult, not impossible. Very wise girl. So it is. So you have to hold on to this decision. It is difficult, but I can do it. If I am determined, I can do it. People do such very difficult things. They climb on Mount Everest, and that double amputee lady, young lady, Arunima Sinha. So she climbed the Everest. So one would think it's impossible, but did it with sheer force of determined will. Yeah, I will do it. So one needs that kind of determined will to cut asunder this. Otherwise, there is this choice. It is there is no bargaining about it. Other things Shankaracharya tells, not in Bhagavad Gita commentary, at other commentary, that there is certain things you can bargain about. They because they are determined by the context, the personal relations and all that. Like suppose our this Anirban wants to sell something that belongs to him, and then the price, it is his thing. He can set the price. It is say $30,000, but for somebody as friend, that Arijit, he says, okay, Arijit, if you want, I will give you to for half price or free completely, because you are my friend. After all, I can determine the price. But for this, to get knowledge, you have to get rid of ignorance, isn't it? This price is non-negotiable price. It is called Vastu Tantra. Vastu Tantra and Purusha Tantra. Purusha Tantra means determinable by a person. Vastu Tantra means by nature this is the price of it. If you want knowledge, get rid of ignorance. Is there, I mean, a possibility of negotiation there? Not like that. It is that and that. One musician playing tabla there, it is somebody, maybe that singer was not playing in proper rhythm and beat. So they some argument ensued between them. I tried to, you know, uh, the resolve, mediate between them. Oh, he was going just a little bit offbeat, not that. And that tabla player looked at me, said, in our music, it is not a little bit here and there. It is like, do you say like a woman is pregnant or not pregnant? A little pregnant, such thing doesn't exist. So it is, it is like that. So it is, you want it, then this is the price. If you don't want it, that is a different thing. So, okay, then rot in bondage. That is all right for you because you are not paying the price. That great poet Hafiz says that your problem is you heckle too much about the price. You are heckling about the price. That can I retain this much bondage? Well, that is not, there is nothing like this much. All will come together. There is no such compromise. It is either this or that. One thing is that you can move gradually. Now you can say that, well, I agree that this is the price, but right now I don't have, I will pay in installments. That's okay, I will pay in installments, but I will be free only when I fully make the payment. You can pay in installment, or you can pay. People like Thakur, Mas, would just pay at one go instantaneously. People like Yogatmananda says, "Oh, I will pay little by little." It is, yeah. So it takes time to get knowledge, but let's not compromise. Asanga shastrena dridhena. This weapon has to be, this instrument, this axe has to be held firmly. Otherwise, what will happen? You hit the tree and the axe, your hold goes off, the axe gets blown. Nothing happens to the tree. So now one has to hold it firmly. Asanga shastrena dridena chitva. This sentence is not complete here. The point is, this is not the only thing to be done. This is the first step. Yeah, first step. Then tatapadam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gata na nivartanti bhuyah tameva chadyam purusham prapadye yatah pravritti prasrita purani. That thereafter, a man should diligently seek for that supreme state, namely God, having attained to which they return no more to this world. There is no returning to this world of ignorance. And having fully resolved that he stand dedicated to that primeval being, God, Narayana, uh, himself, from whom the flow of this beginningless creation has progressed, that it is he who dwell and meditate on him. In the actual verse, there are not such Narayana or such words. This is the translator's addition. It is the Tameva Chadyam Purusham Prapadye. Purusha, by derivation, it becomes, you can call it Narayana. But this Purusha has a very specific meaning in Vedanta. Purishayana iti Purushaha, that the one who is the indweller of this body. The matter has something that is non-material, but that which controls the matter, that spirit, that is called Purusha. So that Purusha is the truth, the nature, and Adyam Purusham means this is where the adjective is specifying that he is not a particular Purusha, that kind of idea here, that it is Adyam, it is the origin of everything. This is the nature of Purusha. Not that there are Purushas which are not Adyam and somebody who is Purusha, that is Adyam. Purusha means Adyam. That there is no origin for that. So from there, this Prakriti proceeds again, not in the causal sense. It is not that there is Purusha is the cause of Prakriti. Purusha and Prakriti, they are always together. That it is, one is like Thakur used to say, the fire and its burning power. And they are together, have to, both of them have to be understood together. So it is that uh, one should move to that. It is cutting. This is a process that you are. boat is anchored to the bank, and you want to say, "Hmm, row it to the other bank." Now you remove the anchor. That is the first step. But then now you row the boat towards where you want to go. If you don't row, then hmm, you will not get to the other bank. So no use of just lifting the anchor then. So both these things are to be done. Sri Ramakrishna, again, we have to take reference to that to see how living this message is. He would say this, Vishoye Virag, Ishware Anurag, that this passion towards the sense enjoyments and uh, love to God, these things are together to be understood. If only Vishwaya on Virag, that is not enough. That is okay as a lifting the anchor is the step that you take, but that is not going to take you to the other shore. You have to now row. Attraction to God, both these things are important. So tatapadam tat parimargitavyam, now row the boat, and uh, you then get where that it is, you reach the origin of this Prakriti. You reach that where from this whole tree originates, you get that root, Adi Purusha. You get there, and thus, uh, what happens there? Uh, it is a regular uh, path that I am telling you. This is not just for you. This is for everyone. And so many, this is a particular, well chartered route. It is on GPS. Mm. So it will guide you how to go. And so many have taken this path before. This point is highlighted in Bhagavad Gita. Earlier also, this idea is presented that you, not only you, this is not you are any special. This is a science. And science means it is not only for a particular person. Science has to be impersonal. So it is told here that so many beings have done this. So one feels assured when you see that many have gone by this route, and then you feel assured. Yes, I can also do that. Because many have taken to this path before and reached that goal. So therefore, I also, the fear that, oh, has anyone done it before? Nobody. Oh, that is like that story, that a nice joke that uh, a man was going to have a surgery, and when put on that surgical table, he said, "Doctor, God to tell, my heart is palpitating fast. This is my first surgery. I am very much scared." The doctor said, "Don't worry. This is my first surgery also." Ah, so see, am I scared? I'm not scared. Why you are scared? This is my first surgery too. So it is. So it is like that. Probably the patient would have died right there before surgery. Uh, but if that surgeon tells, no, no, you see, I have performed these surgeries, this type of surgery 100 times before, and all the result is 100%. Then you feel assured, yeah, that fear goes away. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha sanyai gachanti amudha padam avyayam tat. So those wise men who are free from pride and delusion. That means tells us what we have to be free from. Pride and delusion, who have conquered the evil of attachment. This evil of attachment has to be conquered. Who are in eternal union with God, always keep on thinking and remembering God, whose cravings have altogether ceased, and who are completely immune from all pairs of opposites going by the names of pleasure and pain. Hmm. Yeah, it is one has to acquire these qualities, and they get acquired if we use this acts of detachment. Uh, this, yes, this is to be held on to a Sangha Shastra. That is, that will gradually cut the tree of this samsara. All these other things which are outcome of that attachment, they will also automatically go. So, and what will go? When we see those things in others, we scoff at. But when they are in me, I try to support them. That is not the right thing. It is man and moha. Nirmana moha, nirgata, this feeling of self-importance. Uh, I am so good. I have got these titles. I am a double PhD. And so you keep on beating your drums like that. Feel you are superior to other people. No. Swami Vivekananda says, Swami Vivekananda, remember what tremendous personality he was, superior in every respect to almost or literally everybody. He says that I have seen uh, all continents on this earth, met uh, people from all walks of life, thousands of them, and I have not seen anyone who was at least not equal to me. That is, see, no self glorification. I am like that, I am like that, I am like that. People glorify. It is when I came first to America, this statement, was now I have gotten used to it. I myself also use it that I offered, hey, one college student, Brown University student had come. So, hey, would you take some tea? He said, for me, I am good. But what is this self-praise? I am good. Let somebody else say that about you. I am good. Ah, then yeah, it is. So what is this? I am good. Then of course the meaning could be understood that he's saying that no, I am full. I don't want anything right now. So, but I am good. Once we were having, we many swamis, where we were having post-supper walk in our center. Many were there, and one Swami was telling that, oh, I did like this. It is all in jest and fun. I did like this. I, with, in spite of lot of resistance, I could do this and I could do that. One of the Swamis, they both were very funny Swamis. Take it in that light, that it is. Then one of the other Swami said, "Oh, Swamiji, you see, it becomes, more uh, adorable when somebody else uses all these words about you." Uh, and he said, what do you think? Am I Vivekananda that somebody else will be saying this about me? I have to say myself. So it is that this idea that no, this sense of I am greater than anybody, and this has to be abolished, kicked out. It is Swami Vivekananda also says the moment this Indian people started thinking that they are superior to all others and invented the word lecture, since that day our degradation began because we thought we are superior to others. No, you cannot see it like that. If you want to become free, no nirmana, moha, no delusion about this world, jitasanga doshaha, that all the evils that spring from this attachment, they have been removed. And then connected always to God, continued remembrance of the goal. And such person, what happens? You will certainly realize the goal. You, it is there you will certainly arrive, certainly reach Padam Avyayam Tat. This is what Padam Padaniyam means. This is the goal of all. Whether you accept or not. In my college days, I used to think that, well, what is, everybody will have different goal. But no, actually everybody has the same goal, to become happy. Hmm. Yeah, to become happy, to become free, to become enlightened is the goal of everyone. It is because this is the only stage where you become fully satisfied. Nothing else can really satisfy you in this world. After you get many other things, still the question still remains, what next? What next? What is after that? Even if you think that my goal is to get Nobel Prize in some field, suppose you get it, still the question remains, what next? Hmm. It is, if your goal is, say, to become uh, the biggest political leader of your country, okay, suppose you become, what next? It is always struggle continues. So that cannot be the goal. Where, what next? This question completely ceases. That can, have this name goal, goal of life, getting which, as Bhagavad Gita tells in the sixth chapter, that nothing further remains to be achieved. So this you arrive at that goal of life. That is the goal of life. So one has to direct life. If you feel that that is the goal of your life, all your movements will be directed towards achieving that. And then that goal is described further in the similar language as in Kathopanishad. Na tad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakah yad gatva na nivartante tad dham paramam mama. Neither the sun, nor the moon, nor even the fire can illumine that supreme self-effulgent state, attaining to which they never return to this world. That is my supreme abode. That is this goal. That It cannot be illumined by the sun, but it illumines the sun. That is, they means no worldly means can bring the knowledge of that. All our so-called science and such any branch of our relative knowledge will not be able to illumine this. This is something that we must remember. And I remember in this context the attachment that somebody has. For whole life, he was teaching physics. Was very good at that. That man lives and might be still alive, I guess, in Indianapolis. And I used to go there very often. Stopped after COVID, then I yet to honor their invitation after that. But that man, after every time, he would say, see, those days the physics was not developed so much. Now, with all these new modern instruments, we can penetrate into all these secrets, isn't it? By physics, we can realize the God. No, you cannot. Because these, and but his the attachment to his knowledge of physics, the whole life he spent in teaching physics in university was so much that nothing is impossible for physics. Uh, all this knowledge we can learn from physics. Huh? Nothing like leather. That is Swamiji is saying, nothing like leather. It is so. This is now from the seventh verse. A new this direction this scripture is taking us on, that how where is that consciousness in me? Mamaivansho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We will discuss it after a short break. Yeah. Thank you very much.